So the University of Benin students, I don't know how much exactly now. My mom told us. I don't know how much exactly they were contributing, but they were contributing maybe some cobbles, maybe 10 kobo out of their own bursary or something. They were contributing a certain amount of money, and they were paying my mom monthly. Why were they paying my mom monthly? My father had done a write-up against the Gowon and the Ogbomudia government in the 70s. There was one riot that they called, the write-up was just a tutor for those that are into history. And the riot was, what was this man's name now? There was a particular person that they said the person must go. So it was more about the fact that they increased some things. So when my father did that write-up, there was, after the write-up, there was a kind of riot, and the DSS, the SSS, they came to imprison. They carried my father, I think, to the north, from Benin at the time to the north. So over the 70s, where every one of my siblings were all born in the 70s. Over the 70s, where we're born, like my eldest brother, he was born, and I think it took about 14 months before he saw his dad, because the man was, incarcerated. So he was always fighting, and then he was just, from a classroom teacher to becoming a principal. He was just, an ordinary man. So it's not like he really had anything apart from his brain, his ability to pen down things and say his truths, to his generation. So Ogbomudia kept on incarcerating my dad because he was governor, for the longest time during the Gowon regime. Gowon was there for about 9 years. So Gowon and Ogbomudia, they kept on jailing him and all that, from one government to the other and all that. So all through, even all the Buharis and all the military regimes and all that, they were always doing that. Even when it came to the civilian democracy, I discovered that, every once in a while, tell me, okay, the DSS, they sent for him, I should drive him there and things like that. So why am I saying this? I'm saying it because after so many years, after let's say about 20 years, of that back and forth with the General Ogbomudia, after that back and forth, because he was the governor that was directly responsible for the Midwest region, Bende State, as the case may be. My father did not just criticize the government. My father would provide solution. Oh, you want to turn this place to a hotel? Why don't you turn it to a school? You want to turn this place to this? Why don't you turn it to, an institution or something like this, Institute of Continuing Education and stuff like that? So it was very constructive and stuff, and it was a wonderful write-up, and it was always open letters. So in this process, over the time, because of the pressure of the people, because like now nobody listens, because of the pressure of the people, a lot of people pressure the government and the riots and stuff like that. And people like Ogbomudia, they listened, what they wanted to do before, they will now, have to change their mind and stuff like that. And that is why, if you go to Edo State today, Ogbomudia has some legacies. Edo, Delta State, they have some legacies. You go to some place, they say Ogbe Hard Court, Ogbe Stadium. It's Ogbomudia Stadium, people just abbreviate it. And, some structures, schools, and things, infrastructures that you can see, you can pinpoint to today are as a result of, those constructive criticism. So we talk about criticism, criticizing government, So I am saying to the president and every other government functionary, every other political appointee or somebody that they voted for, anybody that is in one position or the other, you see, you need to understand that you need to have a legacy. You need to have a legacy. So this is an open letter to, a voice letter to our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. With all due respect, He's somebody's, I know from a distance because him and my father, they campaigned for MKO Abiola, the Just Convention, all that stuff. My father was in SDP and all that, because most of these people, they are politicians. My father had contested the governorship in the 70s and stuff like that. Because they don't just criticize, they also put in, put themselves out there. Like what Peter Obi is doing today, what Sowore and all these people are doing. So they put themselves out there. It's not just to criticize, not just for you to surround 30 days. There's something you have to do, a local government chairman or something, and we, even as the minister of the gospel, we are active citizens. We are active citizens. So their president, the fact that after about 20 years of back and forth, what's 20 years, maybe 30 years, 25, 30 years of back and forth, Ogbomudia now met my dad. I'm telling you this story for a reason. Ogbomudia now met my dad, and how did he meet my dad? He was asking my mom, that, who is the person that you got married to? Who is the person? Come and introduce. Then when my mom introduced my father to Ogbomudia, Ogbomudia was shocked because my mom's father was the one that actually trained Ogbomudia in the school when the mother was not able to train him anymore. When the situation was bad, he was complaining. The mother was not able to train him anymore. My grandfather from my mother's side was the one that trained him. And, that's how he went to military school and became, a military man. You understand? So the man now said, it is true. That's why they say you don't throw stones in the market, because you eventually end up, throwing it in the basket of eggs of your mom. You understand? So Ogbomudia from them was now trying to restitute because he has jailed my father so much. Military, they just do whatever they want to do. He has jailed my father so much, and we have suffered so much. So I was born in the struggle. You getting it? I was born in the struggle. Students were the ones paying my mother to feed us, while we're babies, so that, we can survive. We were born inside the struggle. So we have seen all manners of suffering in Nigeria. All kinds of suffering. We have seen all kinds of things. All kinds of attack. Just imagine every time coming to jail, every time coming to, incarcerate your parents and stuff like that. We've seen all manners of things. Over the time, because he became a very popular activist, they could not jail him for that long again. Because it would really cause a big problem with other activists. The Ghanese and the Thai Solarins and, and so on and so forth. So, my letter, open letter, is to the president. Please, and every other person that is in position, Senate president, every other person that is in position, you might be throwing stones today. You might not know that you are throwing it, or you are attacking the same people that have helped you in the past. Because this is a small word. So Ogbomudia now told my father that if my father has not criticized him the way he did, that probably he will not have any legacy today. He will not have any legacy. Most of these things that he now decided to build properly, he will not be able to build them. Because you as the president, you as the senator, you as the Senate president, you as the one that is in charge, you are not, everywhere. You are not omnipresent. You can't see things. Some of those people around you, they will malign. They will malign, the information and make sure that they just suit themselves. Then when you come out of that place, because 8 years is not long, when you come out of that place, you will now discover that you never did much. Look at Buhari apologizing. You never did much. Because you failed to listen to critics. So I will advise you, and the letter is, let people openly criticize you. There are some that are destructive criticism. There are some that are constructive. There are some that are very good. And they can advise your government. And you can pick from that advice. A philosopher once said, he said, knowledge can be gotten from a fool, from a sword, from a pot, from a witty meter. Knowledge can be gotten from anything. Knowledge can be gotten from a madman. You can see a madman and look at the madman and say, no, what did this madman do to make him mad? I don't want to be mad. So you can get knowledge from these things. You can get knowledge from these Gen Zs. I listen to them. I don't understand their generation, so I listen to them, and through them I understand their generation. I listen to the Gen Alphas, I don't shut them up. So then, Mr. President, my one advice in this letter to you is listen and don't suppress. Listen. Take what you can take, throw away that which you cannot take, and use it. And I can tell you, you will create a good legacy for yourself. And as for as many that are in this same boat, you create a good legacy for yourself, for Nigeria, and also for your unborn generation.